A few years ago, I decided that I had been wrong. I was convinced that my twin flame was actually a false twin flame. Some bad things happened that were painful for me, and I couldn't believe that a true twin flame would behave that way. I entered a period of separation, certain that my real twin flame would eventually just appear. I wrote about this in a twin flame Facebook group. At the time, it was very common for people there to convince each other that they were not twin flames. Whenever the topic of false twin flames came up, people strongly supported one another in labeling connections as false. I found one such discussion and briefly shared my story. I expected validation and support for my way of thinking. Instead, one girl replied, "What if I told you that it was you on a low vibration?" In that moment, I knew she was right. Later events only confirmed it. I reread what I had written and wondered how she had come to that conclusion. Then it became clear to me. With twin flames, we have to look beneath the surface and be more conscious. Things that seem completely different on the outside can actually have the same root. At different levels of vibration, the same quality can express itself in very different ways. Twin flames can live in completely different circumstances. For example, one might be a company executive while the other is homeless. Courage will look very different in a corporate office than it does on the street, but it is still courage. That's why recognizing similarity and sameness isn't always easy. It's often much easier to conclude that someone is not our twin flame and label them as false. I later noticed this pattern with friends as well. They would almost get angry when I suggested that the person they had dismissed as a false twin flame might actually still be their twin flame. Our shadows are often involved, and it's not easy to face the possibility that the issue lies within us. But declaring someone a false twin flame, if they truly are our twin, brings us no benefit. A twin flame does not change because we assign or remove a label. If someone is the same soul as us, our parallel incarnation, that truth remains no matter what we say. Likewise, someone will not become our twin flame just because we declare them to be one. If they are a different soul, a different person with a different life, they will remain so no matter how much we insist otherwise. False twin flames do exist, but they are not as common as people think. Most often, the person we recognize as our twin flame at the beginning of the journey truly is one. The soul recognizes itself. Later doubts often come from the ego, an ego that lacks depth, soul awareness, and is guided by collective beliefs rather than inner truth. That's why I am deeply grateful to that unknown girl who interrupted my thoughts about false twin flames. I usually wasn't successful in doing the same with my friends, but that is their path. If we deny our true twin flame and instead project that label onto someone else, we only make our journey more complicated. In truth, we don't even need to concern ourselves with defining it. For us, as the divine feminine, the most important thing is to live inwardly, within the soul. Everything that needs to happen externally will unfold on its own, exactly as it should.